Mr. President, we don't have much time left, but I want to make sure we get to the issue of energy and the environment. One of the rare moments where you were able to get applause from your friends on the Republican side of the aisle in Congress the other night was when you mentioned nuclear energy. And just today, your budget announced tripling the loan guarantees for nuclear reactors. A lot of people had questions about just how this will work and why you did that.
President Obama, record numbers of young people elected you in support of a clean energy future. If money is tight, why do you propose wasting billions in expensive nuclear, dirty coal, and offshore drilling? We need to ramp up efficiency, wind, and solar that are all economically sustainable and create clean and safe jobs for our generation.
Well, you're not going to get any argument from me about the need to create clean energy jobs. I think this is going to be the driver of our economy over the long term. And so that's why we put in record amounts of money for solar and wind and biodiesel and all the other alternative clean energy sources that are out there. In the meantime, though, unfortunately, no matter how fast we ramp up those energy sources, we're still going to have enormous energy needs that will be unmet by alternative energy. And the question then is, where will that come from? Nuclear energy has the advantage of not emitting greenhouse gases. For those who are concerned about climate change, we have to recognize that countries like Japan and France and others have been much more aggressive in their nuclear industry and much more successful in having that a larger part of their portfolio without incident, without accidents. We're mindful of the concerns about storage of spent fuel and concerns about security, but we still think it's the right thing to do if we're serious about dealing with climate change. With respect to clean coal technology, it is not possible at this point to completely eliminate coal from the menu of our energy options. And if we are ever going to deal with climate change in a serious way, where we know China and India are going to be greatly reliant on coal, we've got to start developing clean coal technologies that can sequester the harmful emissions, because otherwise countries like China and India are not going to stop using coal. We'll still have those same problems, but we won't have the technology to make sure that it doesn't harm the environment over the long term. So I know that there's some skepticism about whether there is such a thing as clean coal technology. What is true is right now that we don't have all the technology to prevent greenhouse gas emissions from coal-powered power plants. But the technology is close, and it makes sense for us to make that investment now, not only because it will be good for America, but it will also ultimately be good internationally. We can license and export that technology in ways that help other countries use a better form of energy that's going to be helpful to the climate change issue.
Mr. President, I think we're out of time, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed the opportunity to ask questions of you in this way and would love to do this again with you sometime.
You know, this was terrific, and I just want to thank everybody who submitted questions, whether via email or over the internet, and I hope we get a chance to do this on a more regular basis, because it gives me great access to all the people out there with wonderful ideas. And even if you didn't make your question, even if it wasn't on this show, we appreciate your submission, and hopefully we'll catch you next time.
Great. Thanks, Mr. President.
Thank you. Appreciate it.